I'm Trisha Yearwood. Most of you know me as a singer, but what you might not know is that among my family and friends, I'm equally known for my cooking. Being the good Southern girl that I am, I'm cooking some amazing recipes that have been passed down for generations. So pull up a front row seat in my kitchen, where everything is easy to make and everything is home cooked. Kelly Clarkson is in my kitchen today. You know her as the original American Idol. She's won Grammys, she's sold millions of records worldwide, but she's also the sweetest, funniest, most down-to-earth woman I've ever met. Now, Kelly's on tour, so she's got a day off in between gigs, and she's gonna spend it with me. So I'm gonna whip up my mouth-watering corn salsa for her to dig into the minute she gets off the bus. Then we'll be cooking up an easy yet impressive stuffed pork chop and my sweet and crunchy garden salad. To finish, I'm sending Kelly off with chocolate pretzel peanut butter squares. And of course, I'm gonna ask her to sing. I mean, you can't have Kelly Clarkson in your house and not ask her to sing, right? It's really hard to get your vegetables when you're traveling, and this is a really great, easy corn salsa to make that gets all kinds of vegetables in there. I've got 2 cans of corn. One is white corn and yellow corn, just because it's pretty. And I've just chopped and de-seeded a couple of jalapeno peppers to put in there for a little bit of heat. I'm gonna add to it a can of sliced black olives and a can of sliced green chilies. The green chilies don't really have any heat, which is why I added the jalapenos. So I'm just gonna slice up a couple of tomatoes, and if you can get fresh tomatoes in season, that's the way to go. They really do have the best flavor. And I'll just get this prepped before she gets here, because I know when I get up on the road, I'm hungry immediately, so this will give her something to snack on while we're making other things. Oh, and then I'm just gonna put some scallions in, just the green tips. You can use the whole onion if you want, but I like the green color as well. So I'm just gonna go about right there. Now I'm gonna add 1/3 cup of olive oil. And I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of white vinegar. 1, 2, 3, very precise. And it's about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. The nice thing about the jalapenos in this is that they're fresh, and fresh are always better. You can use canned pickled jalapenos, but they have a lot more sodium. That way you just add a little bit of salt and it's all fresh and good. I'm gonna give it a stir, and it's really pretty. And I know, maybe that sounds like a girly thing to say, but it's nice when your food is also good, tasty, and looks nice. I'm just gonna give this a toss, and then I'm gonna put some plastic wrap over this, and I'm gonna stick it in the fridge and let it chill for about an hour. I wanna eat it right now, but I'm gonna wait for her, because that's the kind of friend I am. Next, I'm gonna show you how to make an easy no-bake dessert that Kelly's gonna love, and she's gonna take it on the bus with her and eat it every day and make it herself. Food on the road is just always an adventure. So I'm gonna send Kelly off with a really sweet treat, my new favorite no-bake chocolate pretzel peanut butter squares. It's the perfect combination of salty and sweet. This is one of my favorite desserts for so many reasons. One, it's easy to make. It's a no-bake thing. Anybody can do it. Secondly, who doesn't love anything mixed with peanut butter and pretzels and sugar and butter? So I have 2 cups of pretzel sticks in here, and I'm just gonna grind them down basically into crumbs. And they're gonna be a nice little salt, taste every now and then in with this incredibly sweet dessert. I have made this particular dessert with a lot of different things for the pretzels. You can substitute peanut butter cookies, you can substitute vanilla wafers, whatever you like, and it's all good. I recommend trying all of them. So I'm gonna pour these into my bowl. There's my 2 cups of crushed up pretzel sticks, and then a 1.5 cups confectioner's sugar. Super, super sweet. I mean, this doesn't really get any easier than this. Something you don't have to bake that tastes this amazing. A cup of peanut butter, smooth. I haven't made it with crunchy, but I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's great. And then I've melted a 1.5 sticks of butter. I'm just gonna stir this together, and it really is gonna make a nice little, almost like a crust. And you just wanna make sure everything gets fully combined. It's not brain surgery. You just wanna make sure when you're stirring this together that you reach under there with your spatula and get all the pretzels out from under the bottom, just to make sure it's thoroughly mixed in. And if for some reason you're mixing this and it doesn't have this consistency, if it's a little too wet, chop up some more pretzels and stick them in, because that's gonna be the thing that's gonna help it get to this consistency. And now it's ready to press in the bottom of the pan. Since there's butter in this mixture, you don't have to worry about preparing this pan in any way. You don't have to grease it or spray it with cooking spray or anything. And you're just gonna make a thin layer, and then I'm gonna use my fingers to press it down flat and into the corners of the pan. The top layer for this awesome no-bake dessert is just chocolate chips melted together with a little bit of peanut butter, and I'm gonna spread those on top of this. Then I'm gonna put it in the fridge, and I'm gonna try to wait the hour that I'm supposed to wait for it to get really cold, because it'll slice a lot better into squares. So this is just pressed in and ready to go. Now all I have to do is mix together some chocolate chips and a little bit more peanut butter and melt it in the microwave. So it's about 1.5 cups of chocolate chips, and about 4 tablespoons of peanut butter, or 1/4 of a cup. And the microwave is your friend here. You just want to put it in for about 30 seconds, and I'm going to spread this on top. And then I'm going to want to eat it. This is good. Chocolate chips mixed with peanut butter. How's that ever a bad thing? I'm so excited that Kelly is coming by. She's on tour and she has a day off, and she's agreed to spend it with me, which is a big deal, because usually when you have a day off on the road, you just want to sleep all day. And this dessert is so, so easy to make. She can do this on the bus. Spread that chocolate into the corners. You don't have to cover this at all. Just put it in the refrigerator and give it about an hour, and then it's easily sliced up, and it's the best peanut butter cup you ever had in your entire life. Coming up, hey! Kelly arrives, and I teach her one of my favorite dishes, stuffed pork chops. My plan is that you'll be so hungry by the time you eat, you'll think it's amazing. I love it. Then, I teach Kelly the secret to making my sweet and crunchy salad.
Oh, that sugary goodness does look good.
Later, we sit down to eat, and I convince Kelly to do a little singing with me. A little
Girl, I'm ready. I will sing with Trisha. You're come on.
My chocolate peanut butter pretzel squares will blow your mind. Mind blown. Hey! You're here! I've been on the road off and on now for over 20 years, and I can tell you that the value of a home-cooked meal was lost on me a little bit because I took it for granted as a kid. And then once I got on the road, I realized how much I really did miss that. Spending a day off, I'd just be sleeping all day if I was you.
Oh, that's boring.
I made you something that I heard you really like Mexican food.
I love.
So I made some corn salsa.
Chips and dip. I'm totally Texan.
So you're gonna get all your veggies.
All right.
And if you want to just put some in a bowl.
That's delicious. You put olives in it?
I did.
I love olives.
I hope you like olives. I'm chopping up a little cilantro to go on top. You can just dip a little bit in a bowl, and we'll test it out.
Okay.
All right, I'm just gonna put the last of this little cilantro on there, and then we can taste it.
That's good.
So I'm gonna ask you to wrap that back up and put it in the fridge, but I'm gonna let you take that with you for your road trip, so you can eat it all the way down the road.
We have a big one coming up. 10 hours.
10-hour drive? Well, that'll last you for a little while.
For like 2. I'm Texan.
I'm gonna show you how to make this amazing stuffed pork chop that you're gonna wanna make for Brandon, and he's gonna be so impressed. Would you mind grabbing out of the fridge for me some eggs and some parsley?
Yeah. This is like the prettiest egg thing ever.
Isn't it cute?
Holy moly, it's adorable.
I'm gonna chop up half an onion.
Do you want me to do this?
Yes, you're gonna chop just a little, chop up a little bit of parsley.
Okay.
Probably about a couple of tablespoons worth.
Okay.
And then an egg, and whisk it together in that bowl for me if you don't mind while I'm chopping up this onion.
If I screw this up, I'm sorry. I just started cooking.
You know what? So you can't make a mistake.
Don't judge me.
Plenty of other things to judge you for. That's perfect.
Okay.
That's really good.
Okay, so just 1 egg or?
1 egg.
1 egg.
Yep. The whole shebang.
Whole enchilada.
You got that, see?
Look at, check this. This is skill. So I like to call this skill.
So we're gonna stuff pork chops, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. Pork chop is really lean, so I asked the butcher to cut them about 1.5 inches thick, because really thin ones, they're really lean these days, and they just get really dry. So we're gonna turn it to the fatty part of this side, and you've got a knife that looks just like mine. It's a little paring knife. So we have to create a pocket to put this filling in.
Okay.
So it's just a slit through and kind of work the knife back and forth. It's about 1.5 inches wide, and then you're gonna take that knife and just kind of create a pocket in there. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you if you don't get a bowl off the back counter and some flour, and we'll bread these pork chops.
Okay, I'm gonna wash them.
And meanwhile, I'm gonna put some breadcrumbs in these onions that we've browned. This is about 1/4 of a cup of breadcrumbs. Pinch of pepper, pinch of salt, pinch of garlic powder. That's salt.
Love garlic too.
I love garlic. Stir that in.
That looks good already.
Yeah, it is good. So you can hand me your egg and parsley
Okay.
mixture, and I'm gonna put that in here. And so I'm gonna add this awesome Kelly Clarkson egg mixture that you did
amazing.
with parsley.
You're
into
welcome,
this
world.
stuffing. Thanks for what you did. This is gonna go in the pork chop. And if you wouldn't mind putting some flour, just cover the bottom of this bowl with flour. When made you want to learn how to cook?
I don't know. I'm 31 years old. I should be able to cook, right? I don't know.
I didn't learn until I went off to college, and I was in my early 20s, and I wanted to be able to make stuff at home. So it doesn't matter when you learn. I was a late bloomer. So take your pork chop that you made and your spoon, and we're just gonna spoon as much as you can get
Oh, inside, okay.
into.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
If you take the flat part of your spoon like this and mash it in like that, you can get more in there.
You're so much
Well, I've done it before. Once you've done it, you'll get it.
Show off.
So then we're gonna close it together, and we're gonna secure it
Okay.
with toothpicks. It's kind of like you're sewing a little and poke back through and poke back through.
Okay.
So I'm gonna leave this for you to coat in the flour. But go ahead, just you stick it in
just
the flour.
coat it?
Yeah, you just want to get as much flour on it on all sides, and then while you're doing that, I'm gonna get this pan ready.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna brown this pork in the same pan that we made the stuffing in. So I'm gonna put about a 1/4 cup of olive oil in this pan.
Okay.
Heating it up, and then when you feel that you
That's
are
solid, right?
sufficiently, yeah, that's nice. I'll take
nice.
Place it in the pan.
Do this one.
Yep.
I love this.
So you got this. While you're doing this, I'm
Okay.
going to go wash my hands, and then I'm going to prep the bowl for the browned pork chops.
Trisha, I got this. We don't even need you here. I'm awesome. I'm doing great.
All right, I'm going to go take a nap.
Yeah. Okay. This is pretty good though, right?
Yep.
Again?
Looks good. When my mom made pork chops when I was a kid, she wanted to elevate the pork chops in the pan. And if you had a big roasting pan, you'd use a roasting rack, you know, like if you're making a
Okay.
big chicken or something like that. But we're using a smaller pan because we're only making 2 pork chops. But you need something to elevate it off of the bottom of the pan because you don't want it to stick. But you can make these at home and then you can throw them away. So these are just little,
I love this.
these are little foil rings. That's it.
Awesome.
So we got just 2 little rings.
I love
And I'm a Virgo, so I want them to be perfectly the same size. And then I'm going to pour a little bit of water in the bottom, just enough to cover. You don't want to soak the pork chops. It's just going to cover the bottom of the pan. That will help keep it from sticking and will also kind of steam from underneath
Yeah,
while
I
it's
was like-
cooking. So this step is important because you really want the outside to get a little bit brown before you bake it. So, oh, that looks good. Smells good in here, doesn't it?
Gosh, it looks so good.
My plan is that you'll be so hungry by the time you eat, you'll think it's amazing.
Oh my God.
But it really is good. It looks prettier when it's brown.
Yeah.
And it has that little crunch to it.
Yeah, I
which
love
is-
crunchy.
I want to check these on the bottom and see. I think they're probably almost ready to go. Okay, these are done. So I'm going to just put these in the pan on our little rings we made.
I love it.
So we just set one on each one, and then I'm going to cover this with foil. And it goes in the oven at 325 for an hour.
Awesome.
And that's it.
Coming up, Kelly and I prepare a simple sweet salad.
My first meal, Trisha, your way.
And you made it.
Then, Kelly and I share a special song, and I send her on the road with my amazing chocolatey peanut butter squares.
Are you kidding me?
This is happening.
I love cilantro. I love salad.
I know that you do a lot of salads, and this one's super easy, and it has a nice crunch to it. I know you like a crunch in your
I
salad.
do.
So we do a little sugared almond vibe that we
I also love sugar.
put them on the salad with mandarin oranges and this really good little red wine vinaigrette dressing that is really sweet.
Yeah,
and
I'm
tasty.
down.
Perfect.
I am really excited about the salad. I really do love crunchy anything.
Good. Then you're gonna be a happy girl because this is called sweet and crunchy salad. So
Love it.
this is the crunch part. It's about a cup of slivered almonds and about a 1/4 cup of sugar.
Okay.
And when you put this in a pan and heat it, the sugar melts over the almonds and it gives it a really nice, sweet crunch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's really, really good. And you are chopping up some iceberg lettuce and some romaine. You're doing a fine job over
You know
there, Miss
what?
Clarkson. You just are.
I'm just making it happen.
You got this.
popping. Oh, that sugary goodness does look good.
Yeah, see, when it starts to go quickly. Okay, this is ready. Can you smell that? How good and sweet and
smells so
fantastic that
good.
smells.
I want to just eat it.
I'm just gonna let them cool over here, and they're just gonna go in our salad and crunch up. So I'm gonna be making the dressing. I'm gonna start with another 1/4 cup of sugar, a cup of vegetable oil. And again, when you're doing this on the bus or when you're doing this at home, you can measure it, but I've made this a lot.
I can't wait to get to that point where
You
I
will.
don't have to like measure out everything like a tool.
This is red wine vinegar. I'm using about 1/4 of a cup. Pinch of pepper. Pinch of salt. This also has mandarin oranges in it, so it gives
Oh,
it
I
a
love
nice
that.
little sweetness. So put this together right before you serve it, so it doesn't get soggy, but everything can kind of stay in the fridge and get cold. We're
Yeah.
actually going to put those in the fridge because they'll tend to fall apart if you're not careful.
Yeah.
So we'll put them in the fridge when you get those strained.
want
You
me to put
stick
'em
them in
in
that little bowl, yep,
Okay.
and you can cover it with plastic wrap and then let it
Yeah,
tear apart
soggy
when you put
salad,
it in.
not good.
No, nobody likes a soggy
No.
salad. You can quote me on that. No one likes
Yeah.
a soggy salad. You're
Yes.
good in the kitchen, see?
I'm a good sous chef.
You are. I'm going to give you
Not
some
alone.
plastic wrap to cover that
Okay.
and stick it in the fridge. And want me to do it for you?
No, I've got this.
Oh, here you go. You
Watch
got it. All right, fine.
Now I'm gonna screw it up now that I got cocky. Those look so good.
You got to have at least 2 Grammys to do that. No,
Yeah.
you have more than that. So
Exactly. Okay, so I'm putting these up.
put those in the fridge. Those are going to cool, and I'm going to finish off this dressing while I'm going to ask you to put the romaine in and then to chop just the green parts of these green onions.
Okay.
And you can just toss those in.
Okay.
You can just kind of tear it. And I'm going to put a little bit of cayenne for a little bit of heat, because I know you like heat. You're okay with heat. And then about a tablespoon of chopped parsley.
And I'm chopping these, right?
You are. Just chopping up some green onion, or the fancy word is scallions. Everything kind of has a fancy name and then kind of like a redneck name, and I usually use the redneck name.
Can you go all the way down?
You
Or
can,
just to the white
but
part?
I just go to the white part. I'm going to whisk this together. So our mandarin oranges are getting cold in the fridge, and then I would cover this and put this in the fridge.
Okay.
So then when we're ready to eat, we just kind of assemble it all so it stays cold, and then it stays really crunchy so that your salad doesn't get
Gosh,
soggy.
my mouth is watering.
That's the plan. Oh, and speaking of, the pork chops are done, so I'm going to go take them out. We're going to uncover them.
Okay.
Okay, this smells so good even before we uncover
I'm so
it.
excited. It's
All
my
right, this is what you
first
did.
pork chop reveal.
Doesn't it look pretty? So it's pretty much ready. It just needs to sit. We're just going to let the pork chops rest for a little bit, and we're going
Okay.
to let the slivered almonds cool on the pan, and then we're ready to eat. We pretty much, I know, I could eat that just by itself.
Ah.
Pretty much we just assemble the salad, and boom,
Oh, we're ready.
we're ready to eat.
We got a meal.
We got a meal. Aren't you glad you came over?
My first meal, Trisha.
That's right. And you made it. Look what you can do.
I know. Look what I can do.
Coming up, we put the finishing touches on our amazing meal. And I can't have Kelly Clarkson in my house and not ask her to sing.
He's waiting in the car.
For these and other recipes, go to foodnetwork.com/Trisha.
I love the sweet of the sugared almonds with the crunch of the mandarin oranges. If your mandarin oranges are crunchy, you need to get a new can. You sort of can't have 2 singers in a room together and not expect them to sing. It's just kind of what we do. Walkaway Joe came to mind because I know that she covered it live, and so I knew she knew it. I'm putting in the slivered almonds that have been sugared, so they're crunchy. And then just give that dressing a whisk. And I'll just spoon it a few tablespoons in. Look what you did. Look how pretty it is. I know. And then just kind of gently toss it together, and then we'll eat.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna so spill the. Oh,
Oh, don't worry about it.
rookie maneuver.
You're in the kitchen, no big deal. How's that tasting?
Real good.
All right, you ready to eat? I will serve you, since you're my guest.
I love this. Thank you so much. This is awesome.
Now I'm going to show you, before you eat that pork chop, you want to make sure and take that toothpick out.
Oh God, see, I missed that.
Look how pretty that is. Now there's the stuffing inside the pork chop. Look
Oh,
at that. Isn't that
no.
cute? It looks
That is
fancy.
so good. Yes.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
That's really good. So I have to say that I am, you know that I'm a fan, and I fed you, even though you did cook half of it.
Yeah.
That we should maybe sing a little
Girl,
bit
I'm
of
ready.
something.
I will sing with Trisha. You're come on.
You want to start it?
No, you start it. Oh, I want to
All right.
harmonize.
Mama told her baby girl, take it real slow. Girl told her mama, hey, I really gotta go. He's waiting in the car. That boy's just a walk away Joe. Born to be a leaver, tell you from the word go. Destined to deceive her, he's the wrong kind of paradise. She's gonna know it in a matter of time. That boy's just a walk away Joe.
That just happened. That was so good. I love it. You don't understand. You don't understand. You're like cooking in your kitchen and you're awesome, but like you're the greatest singer on the planet.
Well, you know how I feel about you, and I love it. That was just really, really cool. I got dessert. You can keep working on that.
That was dessert, getting to sing with you. I'm very excited about that part.
I'm making you a big old piece.
That is a large piece. Are you kidding me?
Right? And this is so easy to make, really, truly, that you can make it and just stick it in your fridge. It probably won't last very long.
Not in my kitchen.
Not in my kitchen.
This is pretty much the best day ever. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it's embarrassing. If there was a camera on my bus for tonight on the way to Denver, we're just gonna listen to Trisha Yearwood songs and sing them at the top of our lungs and be like, call everyone up, be like, or text and be like, just hung out with Trisha Yearwood today. Don't worry about it. Ugh, I have to leave.
I don't want you to go, but I have it. It's like I'm sending you to school.
I know, my packed lunch. I love it.
I had a wonderful time, and we have to do this again.
No, thanks for having me.
Best day off ever.
Yay. We'll do it again.
All right, bye,
Safe
girl.
travels.
Dance got me in my pork chop.
I don't know if you know this, but I was a waitress.
I'm not as needy as I appear. That was a lie.
Trisha,
Yes.
we're gonna do this all over again.